Hello students, this is Mrs. Jennifer De Cruz from Leelavati Lalji Dayal College of Commerce. And in today's class, students, we are going to study economics, chapter number 3B, elasticity of demand. So before starting with this interesting chapter, students, let me tell you all that the total weightage of this chapter is 12 marks with option and 8 marks without option. Let us now begin with this interesting chapter. So students, initially, let us first understand the meaning of elasticity of demand. So elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in its price or any other factor. So in simple terms, okay, how we respond, okay, to the quantity demanded because of the change in price or any other factor is termed as elasticity of demand. Okay, so students, the law of demand does not explain the extent of a change in demand due to change in price. Okay, so here in students, basically the law of demand, basically elasticity, we can say so, is, in simple terms, the degree of responsiveness to quantity demanded to a change in its price or any other factor. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, that is income elasticity. So before starting with income elasticity, students, let me tell you all, in this chapter we're going to study three types of elasticity, that is income elasticity, price elasticity and cross elasticity. So first topic is income elasticity. So what is income elasticity, students? Okay, it refers to a degree of responsiveness of a change in quantity demanded to a change in income only. Other factors including price remain unchanged. Okay, so in simple terms, what is income elasticity? The responsiveness, okay, how we respond to the quantity demanded because of the change in income only. Okay, other factors like price, they remain unchanged. So what is income elasticity, students? It is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income. So EY is equal to percentage of quantity demanded divided by percentage of income. Okay, so income elasticity is, in one word, one sentence, the responsiveness to quantity demanded because of change in income. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, that speaks about the three types of income elasticity. Okay, that is positive income elasticity, negative and zero. So positive income elasticity, students, normal goods, okay, for which demand increases with increase in income is positive income elasticity. Negative is inferior or goods which demand decreases with decrease in income of consumer. Okay, the demand is decreasing. Next is zero income elasticity, necessary goods for which demand remains constant with increase in income of the consumer. Okay, these are necessary goods. You need to have it, so that time you will have zero income elasticity. Let's move on to the next elasticity, and that speaks about cross elasticity. Now, what is cross elasticity? It refers to a change in quantity demanded of one commodity due to a change, okay, in the price of other commodity. That is, the complementary goods or the substitute goods prices also change. So that time we have a cross elasticity. Okay, so percentage change in quantity of the commodity to the percentage change of the quantity of the substitute goods. Okay, we can say so, that is cross elasticity. Okay, so what is cross elasticity equal to? Percentage change in quantity demanded of product A upon divided by percentage change in price of B. Okay, so A is what? The original commodity, and B is the other substitute commodity. Now here, again we have three types of cross elasticity: positive cross elasticity, substitute goods. Okay, these are substitute goods, for example, tea and coffee. For negative, we have complementary goods, okay, which require each other, tea and sugar. And zero cross elasticity, students, non-related good, for example, tea and books. They are not related to each other. That is the reason they will have zero cross elasticity. Third type of elasticity, students, is price elasticity. Okay, so according to Professor Alfred Marshall, price elasticity of a demand is a ratio of proportionate change in the quantity demanded of a commodity to a proportionate change in its price. Okay, so change in quantity demanded to the change in price is called as price elasticity. So what is the formula of price elasticity? It is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in price. So it is percentage of Q upon percentage of P. Okay. Now, here we have types of price elasticity of demand. Okay. So first one is perfectly elastic demand. Okay. So when a straight or zero change in the price brings about, okay, an indefinite change in the quantity demanded of that commodity, it is termed as perfectly elastic demand. Okay, so here you can see in the diagram, students, okay, on the x-axis you have the quantity demanded and on the y-axis you have the price. Okay, so here, okay, there is slight or zero change in the price and indefinite change in the demand. So here you can see the demand curve is parallel, okay, to the x-axis, means it there is zero change, there is no change in the quantity demanded to the price. Next one, students, is perfectly inelastic demand. Okay, so when a percentage change in price, okay, has no effect on the quantity demanded of a commodity, it is called as perfectly inelastic demand. Okay, so if the price of milk or salt will increase, but the demand for both of them will be same. So in the diagram, you can see, students, that there is no change in demand, even if the prices is rising. Okay, again, the demand curve is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so even if the price rises, the demand does not change. It is perfectly inelastic demand. Next one, students, is unitarily elastic demand. Okay, so unitary elastic demand, here the slope of demand curve is a rectangular hyperbolic. Okay, let's see what it's trying to tell us. Unitary elastic demand. So when a percentage change in price, okay, leads to a proportionate change in quantity demanded, then that demand is said to be unitary elastic. Okay, what does it mean in simple terms? Percentage change in price is equal to percentage change in demand. Okay, so here you can see the demand curve. On the x-axis you have the quantity demanded, y-axis you have the price. Okay, so demand curve, okay, is a rectangular hyperbola. Okay, so it gives you a rectangular figure because if there is, change in price, it will lead to the change in quantity demanded. The quantity demanded will also change. Okay, let's move on to the next type, that is relatively elastic demand. Okay, so when a percentage change in price leads to more change in the quantity demanded, okay, then that demand is said to be relatively elastic. Okay, so here in students, in simple terms, if you want to understand, they are given. For example, 50% fall in the price will lead to 100% rise in the quantity. Okay, so the change in price, okay, led to a bigger change, or more than the proportionate change in the quantity demanded. Okay, so herein the change in price is less compared to the change in quantity demanded. Here you can see in the demand curve, the demand curve is flatter, it becomes flat. Okay, because you get a greater change in the quantity demanded because of rise in price. Next one, students, is relatively inelastic demand. Okay, now herein you can see the demand curve has a steeper slope. Okay, so what is relatively inelastic? When a percentage change in price, okay, leads to less than the proportionate change in the quantity demanded, demand is said to be relatively inelastic. Means, for example, 50% fall in price will lead to 25% rise in the quantity demanded. Okay, so here in students, the change in price is little more compared to the change in demand. Demand will be lesser and price changes will be more. Okay, so here you can see the demand curve is a bit steeper. Okay, it becomes steep. Next one, students, is methods of measuring price elasticity of demand. Okay, so the first method is ratio or percentage method. Okay, so in ratio or percentage method, it is, what does it tells us? It shows us that percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in price. Next one is total expenditure method. Now this method was developed by Professor Marshall. In this method, total amount of expenditure before and after the price change is compared. Okay, so total expenditure before and after the changing of the price is compared. So total expenditure is equal to price into quantity demanded. Next one, students, is the point method or the geometric method. Now, using the ratio method and the total outlay methods are unable to measure the elasticity of demand at a given point on the demand curve. Okay, so this is the time when we use the ratio geometric method or the point method. Okay, so three methods of measuring the price elasticity of demand. Okay, first one was the ratio method, second total expenditure, and third point method or geometric method. So with this, students, we've completed this chapter. Thank you.